let's kick that off. Recording on now. So let's talk about how to actually create unlimited power for yourself. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is giving yourself the capacity to do whatever it is that you want to do. So I'm going to just make my screen a little bit bigger, pin my video. There we are. So I can see what I'm writing here. So this is the process of power. So let's go through it. So when you want to do something, you are basically looking for change. You're looking to upgrade. You're looking to create something. So that's where you start to identify change that you need to make. So when we want to have power to do something, we have to identify the change we want to make. So that's the first step. Identify the change you want to make. So whether that is something that's pretty surface level or something that's very deep, you need to see what it is that you want to do. So that if that is, for example, you want to lose weight, you want more energy, you want to have more happiness in your life, then you've identified the change you need to make. Okay, so then we're going through a very simplified version of this, but we're looking at the next step is you need to make a commitment. So a true commitment. So not just saying that, oh, I'm going to do this to change yourself. You're going to actually look at making a real commitment, a real decision about transforming yourself. So those are the first two things. And most people get through these two phases quite easily. So they'll go through and they will go, yes, I need to make a change. Okay, I'm going to commit to the change. Right. And then when it's time to do the work, when it's time to actually do the things, do the exercises, do the things I need to do to actually make this change take place, it falls through. Right. So this is the next step, what you really need to have. It's courage. It's courage. So for those of you who have already gone through the training this week, you realize that the training is not easy. Right, it's tough. It's going to make you sweat. It's going to make your joints ache. It's going to make your muscles burn. Right, it's going to leave you tired. Right, and it's going to make you want to quit because the training is also early morning as well, and it's intentionally early morning to make it difficult. It's going to make you want to quit. Right, and then you're going to get it wrong as well. So if we're taking this training analogy, you're going to get it wrong. There's going to come a time, sometime through this challenge or sometime through your training where you're just going to go, I'm not going to the gym. You're going to just tell yourself, I'm not going to the gym. I'm not going to train today. And then on top of that, you're going to say, forget about my nutrition. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just going to eat whatever it is I like, right? And that's going to happen. Then you are going to fail, right? That's what is going to happen. Now, this is where most people go wrong, is that they will fail. Thank you. They will fail and then they will quit. Right, and then that's the end. And then they truly have failed. What I want you guys to do is have the courage to look at failure and learn from it instead. Okay? So learn from your failures. Learn from them. Right? You repeat this cycle enough. You'll learn, you'll get it wrong. You learn, you get it wrong. Learn, you get it wrong. And you begin to see clarity. So if we use the analogy of the gym as well, what we realize is that we work to failure. Right? We'll train and train and train. Our muscles are going to let go. They're going to get weaker, get tired, and then you can't lift anymore. Then we go away and we rest and we learn from that and we adapt and then we get stronger. It's the same thing with any change that you want to make. You learn from the mistakes. You do that cycle enough, you begin to get clarity. You start to see your work. You start to see results. Right? So if we use the gym analogy again, the exercise analogy again, you start to see your muscles grow. You start to see the weights on the barbell increase. You start to see the amount of reps you can do increase as well. Okay, which is great. It's perfect. That's the clarity you get. And you realize if you stay the course, you'll start to enable the change that you want to get. And on top of that, you start to get a clearer picture of the change that you want to make. So for the start, initially, we use the gym analogy again. It may have been weight loss, right? That may have been the initial change that you want to make. But then once you start going through the process of failing and learning and training and discipline, you start to realize that perhaps it wasn't weight loss that you're looking for. It was more to do with the lack of confidence you had, and you're starting to gain more confidence from your ability to do more. Okay, so you start to get clarity around what you're trying to do. Okay, you do more with clarity. You do more. You repeat that, you keep going, and then you end up with certainty. So certainty means that you have transformed, right? You know who you are. You know that the results are taking you to the place that you want to go, right? You know that the hard work has changed and transformed your identity. And that is the process of developing power, developing the ability to go through and really change yourself for the better. Okay? So understanding this framework and understanding this process will give you the ability to have more courage when you do want to quit. Okay? So that's one of the concepts that I want to take you through. All right. So, but let's expand on this concept as well. So, what sort of transformation are we looking for? Are we looking for just weight loss? Are we looking for the ability to have more energy? Are we looking for the ability to lift more weights? That's part of it. But really, we need to look at the foundation level of this transformation. It's identity, right? It's who do you see yourself as? So for those of you who started this challenge, it's really got to do with, why did you click on the ad? Why did you call us? Why did you come and talk to myself or Gabby to sign up to this program? Is you saw something with, let me just change colors here. You saw something with your old identity. And this old identity of yours, it doesn't make you happy. It makes you sad, right? There's something there's something wrong there, right? Something that you know that is not right, something that you want to change about your old identity. So you want to go through this process, right? Get to clarity, get to certainty, and create a new identity. A new identity for yourself. So as part of an exercise for this live coaching call, is what I want you guys to do is go back to the old you and list all of the emotions that you felt as the old version of you. Okay, so list those emotions. Did you feel, let me see, did you feel a lot of anger? Frustration? Some anxiety? Bouts of depression, right? No confidence. I want you to start to list those emotions that you felt as the old version of you, okay? And then what I want you to start to think about is, how do you want to feel as a new version of you, full of confidence, full of energy, right? Maybe happy. Okay, so we've got all these things here. Listen, so we want to look at the old identity and then look at who we want to be. All right, and then now we're going to start to analyze how we can use these negative emotions as power, as the ability to move forward, as the ability, as fuel to change you, and not have them as things that hold power over you, the things that don't control you. So I'm just going to rub this off here and I'm going to move forward. All right, so let's just keep going with this identity transformation, how to get that power. Okay, so this is you currently, right? And this is you in the future. And you want to be able to go from there to there. How do we do that? How do we just go from you in the past or you currently to you in the future? How do we do that in a straight line without any excuses, without anything that's throwing us off the path? Right. So for those of you who've done things in the past, before, you might realize that you wanted to make a change. All right. And you made the commitment, but then this ends up happening. You go, all right, let's move forward. 3 days later, you go, oh, I'm tired. And then you quit. Right. And then you might say, oh no, pick myself up, I'll keep going. And then you might go, oh no, I've got this holiday coming up, I've got this assessment coming up, and you just go round and round and round and round and round and round and round, and you just end up somewhere the same as where you are now, right? And then what ends up happening is you start to tell yourself you're a failure. You start to feel worse. You start to lower your confidence. You start to believe that you can't make any change. You start to feel that you are trapped, right? So how do we actually just go forward without any excuses? How do we create a little shield for ourselves from all the things that tell us, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, get in the way of us transforming? You got to have a driver behind you, right? You got to have something behind you that's pushing you. Right, so let's just draw a little ball here. You've got to have something that drives you forward, right? And this is where those emotions come into play, right? So if you're feeling like you're a failure, you're feeling trapped, you're going to feel anxious, depressed. This is where emotions have power over you. The emotions control you. But how they actually control you is that you feel all of these emotions and then you try and suppress them, right? You just go, oh, I'm so depressed. No, I'm just suppressing. You ignore them. You go and do some sort of avoidance behavior, some sort of comforting behavior to sort of suppress these emotions, and then you just stay the same. But then we also get older, so we actually get pushed backwards. So how do we use these emotions to actually push us forward? We use the emotions as our driver, right? We start to think about all of the things that we feel for ourselves right now. So we start to think and ask ourselves questions. Do I want to feel in this way anymore? Right? I feel upset. I feel anger. I feel depression. Right? Can I keep going? Can I keep going like this? Right? And you're telling yourself these things to push you forward. And then you realize that the work you need to do to transform into something that's better than you are now is actually not as painful as how you feel right now. And that creates a little shield for yourself, right? So this is the courage you're going to need. You're going to need the courage to face these emotions. Let yourself feel these feelings here to push you forward. right? Okay, so that's where the courage is important. Okay. Then, when we do this enough, we do this long enough, we use this power of these emotions, these negative emotions, to drive us forward, and we start to get certainty, clarity. You can stop operating from that place of scarcity, right? You don't so scarce. I don't have the body I want. I don't have the energy I want. I don't have the life I want. So you can stop operating from scarcity. You can stop there. And then you just get the results that you want to do. You end up as this version of you that you want to be. Stop operating from this place of scarcity and start operating from a place of abundance. You start to feel gratitude, start to feel happy that you've got the results that you want, right? And then we can start to feel this sense of happiness. So the definition of happiness is not necessarily joy. It's actually growth. You feel like you're growing. You feel like you're progressing. You feel like you're moving forward, not stagnating over here. And contribution. How to give back. Right, so there's plenty of studies done on this. I'll try and find some and link you to these, but that's what we found. Like the key to happiness is growth and contribution. So that cannot happen if we are trapped by our emotions, right? We can't grow. We're going to stay the same. We're going to feel depressed. We're going to feel anxious. We're going to feel like failures. We're going to feel like we don't have confidence. And then we try and suppress those emotions. We try to suppress it so we don't feel anymore. And then we can just keep going in this cycle of staying the same, the cycle of being trapped. So what I want you guys to do now is use the power of emotions. Let yourself feel, okay? But question those feelings. Do I want to continue feeling trapped? Can I keep going feeling trapped? And the answer is going to be no. The answer is no. You won't be able to keep going. And then that will make you go, well, that only leaves you one answer. Do the work to transform. And then in this context for this Women of Strength group, it's show up to training, right? Train hard. It's look after yourself, right? It's eat well. It's make sure that you're hitting the nutrition that you want to hit. And then you'll start to feel the energy boost. You'll start to see the kilos come off your body. You'll start to see the weights on the barbell go up. You'll start to see your fitness increase. All of these wonderful things are going to start to happen, right? And then these habits will shape. Those habits will shape your identity. Okay? So that's what this live coaching call is about. We're not really going to talk too much about the specific nutrition strategies today or the specific training strategies today. We can leave that for the gym floor and leave that for another coaching call. Today, I really want to talk to you about how to, just to summarize, how do we have power to stop the excuses from coming in? How do we have power? How do we use our emotions for the better? So just to summarize, you need to make sure you identify the change you want to make. Look at the old you, or look at the current you. Make a commitment to change by looking at what are the emotions that you are suppressing, or what are the emotions that have power over you, right? Have the courage to face those emotions and question them. Do you want to feel trapped and anxious forever? Can you continue feeling trapped and anxious forever? And you'll come to the answer and come to the conclusion that the answer is no. You have more capacity than that. You want to build a better life. So you do the work, you keep doing it, you build these habits, you're going to gain clarity, you're going to gain certainty. And then you're going to realize you're going to operate from a place of abundance. You're going to have gratitude. I'm so thankful thankful to myself that I was able to do the work, face these emotions and change myself, upgrade my capacity, right? Then once you felt the growth, it's your turn to contribute. It's your turn. There's going to be new women starting in this group all the time. You're going to help them. You're going to look at the demons that you face yourselves, and then you are going to share with them the journey, share with them what it was like to transform and change. Okay? So that's it for today's coaching call. We were quite deep, quite serious, but well done to everyone who's shown up into the gym today. You really, really trained very, very hard. And for the newer ladies who's shown up to the gym, well done too. I know it's not easy to wake up early every single day and show up to the gym, but I promise you, you do this long enough, you're going to see the clarity, you're going to see the changes made in your body. Ask anyone who's gone through the program already, and they will tell you that it was tough at the start, and it's still tough, but they wouldn't trade it for anything else because of the way that they've upgraded themselves. They're operating from gratitude, abundance. Okay? So if you've got any questions, type it in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have right now. But if not, I will see you all in the gym. I'm going to stop the recording now. I might just go for a couple of minutes longer, just to answer any questions, but I will see you all in the gym. Have a good one.